The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach. The Island Times News Update begins right now. Here's Tom Patton.
Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. Atlantic Beach City Attorney Rich Komando announced at the City Commission meeting Monday night that his firm, Coppolos, Bradley & Garrison, would be terminating its contract with the city, and the move sparked questions from the commission about how he and the firm's partners arrived at that decision. Komando came to Atlantic Beach when the previous commission terminated the services of Alan Jensen 2 years ago. Komando was quickly named the interim city attorney and was given the job on a permanent basis in 2014 following a brief search for which only 2 applicants were received. The decision to terminate the contract was apparently made late last week, and while the firm had asked for confidentiality so it could make the announcement on its own terms, the information got out to the general public. However, it was not on the agenda for the Monday night meeting. Mayor Mitch Reeves said that he had had a meeting with Komando and the firm's managing partner, State Senator Rob Bradley, to discuss some of his concerns about the firm's representation of the city, but no other details of that conversation had been made public. Shortly after that meeting, Komando tendered the letter announcing the firm's decision. Reeves said that he was well within his rights to have such a meeting with the city attorney or any other member of the Atlantic Beach senior staff. However, Commissioner Jimmy Hill was visibly angry about the process.
Well, I completely 100% support any one of us, any one of the 5 of us, any decision with any problem with an attorney, city manager, or city clerk, because that we all have to agree that they're good. I can't imagine a conversation that I would have personally with any one of those 3 people that would lead that person to make the immediate action. The thing that worries me about it is, in an open format, in a public hearing, this issue would have been probably better. It would better serve our citizens had this taken place publicly, because our opinion, mine and everyone else's, we would have sided 100% with your opinion, only because it's your opinion, Mayor, that you had concerns, and I would vote with you every time on that issue, every time, no matter what. But the critical point is the action taken privately in a productive meeting leaves our city in an unbelievably vulnerable scenario.
Reeves said multiple times that during the meeting he made it clear that he was speaking only for himself and not the full panel, and that the meeting was on his calendar and not held in secret. Komando said the city was not going to immediately be without an attorney, and the firm had agreed to continue to represent the city for 30 days while they conducted a search for a new attorney. Reeves was asked directly by Commissioner Blythe Waters at least twice if he had asked for the resignation of the attorney, but Reeves said only that he had had a productive conversation, and the firm had already determined that, as Komando said, it wanted to go in a different direction.
Now, if my conversation with them pushed them to that decision quicker than they wanted to, I'm sorry, but I can't control what they want to do. I truly was upset that the rumor emails were sent out and people were notified about this, but it was supposed to be confidential only on the request of our attorneys. And I thought that we as a commission would give them the respect on their request, that we would give them the opportunity to move forward in the new direction. I have to tell you, I had a wonderful conversation with Senator Bradley, and I'm sure Senator Bradley would be here tonight if he did not have to be in session in Tallahassee that starts today. I've got to say this, it was the most honoring, good conversation with Senator Bradley and also Rich about the law firm and the future of their law firm and my concerns. And I have to say that they're gentlemen. They have made this decision on their own. And again, I want to stress, I was not representing the full commission, but I have every right, and I say it again, every right to meet with this person, the city attorney, and share my thoughts.
Reeves told the Island Times later in the week that he had not asked for Comando's resignation during the meeting. Reeves then said he had reached out to former city attorney Alan Jensen to gauge his interest, if any, in helping the city on an interim basis while the search was conducted. That drew a sharp rebuke from Hill, who said he'd been part of the commission that had voted to fire Jensen. Hill said that for that reason and others, Jensen could not represent him as the city attorney.
2 times in my professional career, he wrongfully terminated me personally in my employment. So to ask to have him represent me in any way in this board would be ludicrous and unacceptable.
Hill said unequivocally that Jensen could not be brought back to represent the city. While Hill did not directly accuse Mayor Reeves of acting inappropriately, he did say the meeting was an overreach of his authority as mayor and that it gave the appearance of backroom dealings, particularly when it came to his conversation with Jensen. Reeves responded that he was surprised that other members of the commission had not reached out to attorneys they know when it was revealed to them last week that Comando would be resigning. The commission ultimately directed the city manager to work with HR Director Kathy Berry to develop a job announcement for the position. But it has to be fair, Reeves said, so that we can get more than 2 applications for the position. The Atlantic Beach City Commission on Monday night voted to purchase the so-called Bennett property on Camellia Street on the Marsh. The property is in foreclosure, and the city was presented with an opportunity to purchase the property using a short sale before the current commission was sworn into office. The property would be used to provide better access to the city's marsh parks. Commissioner John Stinson said he had initially opposed purchasing the property, but it has become apparent that the majority of the citizens of Atlantic Beach want the city to buy the parcel. Still, he said he's opposed to the city buying a house.
So I don't know what we're going to do with it. I don't believe there's anything that we can do to develop it into a community center. To make it inhabitable is going to cost money. I would have preferred to, if I remember, our city manager's recommendation was to raise the house and decide what we're going to do with the property later.
The commission voted unanimously to spend $200,514.50 to purchase the property. Mayor Mitch Reeves said that the city in the next fiscal year needs to consider allocating money for repair of existing parks. When it came to the house that's on the property, the city staff had recommended raising the structure almost immediately after the purchase. Commissioner Jimmy Hill objected to raising the house because it provides a buffer for the people living immediately west of the property, and because the structure was the only tangible asset on the property that might allow the city to recoup some of its investment. But the commission voted 4-1 to accept the recommendation to raise the house that the city staff had made. And one more item from Atlantic Beach. The commission established a technical advisory committee for the purpose of studying the Mayport Road corridor and guide the possible establishment of a community redevelopment agency along that corridor. Among the charges for the panel are providing input and refinement for the identification of redevelopment issues and opportunities, establish possible CRA boundaries, and advise on the establishment of goals, objectives, and benchmarks for implementing any CRA plan that is devised. Members of the committee include John Bryan from the Beaches Division of the Jacksonville Chamber, Bob Cosi with FDOT, Donna Rex from Beaches Habitat, John Ashby from Fleet Landing, and Navy liaison Matt Shellhorn. Each member of the commission also nominated 2 members for the 15-member panel. The committee will provide support to the CRA consulting team under contract with the city for the duration of that contract. The first meetings were expected to be scheduled fairly soon. Well, when we come back, Neptune Beach will dive back into the parking issue in Town Center. This is the Island Times News Update.
The news you can count on. The Island Times News Update will be right back.
Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788. Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The City of Neptune Beach has a section in its parking ordinance that allows businesses in the Central Business District to be approved with 50% fewer off-street parking spaces than would be required for businesses in other areas of the city. On Tuesday, the City Council will discuss removing that paragraph from the city's parking ordinance. The exception was written into the code because of the limited amount of parking that's available in the Central Business District, but recent discussions about parking overall have caused the council to take a look at that particular part of its parking ordinance. The exemption for businesses in the Central Business District is one of several parking issues that will be raised at the Tuesday night meeting, which has been changed from Monday due to the Martin Luther King holiday. The council will discuss extending the revocation order to February 5th, requiring South Coast Capital to vacate property on Lemon Street that it currently uses for parking rent-free. And the council will hear another presentation from the Town Center Agency concerning a proposal for 2-hour parking in the shopping and restaurant district. Jacksonville Beach has a fairly light agenda for their Tuesday meeting. The council is likely to approve a contract for the installation of fiber optic cable between the 5th Street substation and the Parks and Recreation Administration building on South Beach Parkway, and approve on second read an ordinance extending an additional $25,000 homestead exemption for low-income senior citizens. The USS Stark was one of many ships stationed at Mayport during the 1980s. In May of 1987, while deployed to the Middle East during the Iran-Iraq War, the ship was struck by 2 Exocet anti-ship missiles fired from an Iraqi aircraft. Captain John Mitchell was the commanding officer of Naval Station Mayport when the Stark was attacked, and he'll be the featured speaker for the next Whistle Talk at the Beaches Museum. In his lecture, he'll discuss how the men and women of the Mayport community handled the tragic event, from informing and consoling families to the arrival of President and Mrs. Reagan. The Whistle Talk will be held Thursday, January 21st at 5:30 p.m. in the Dickinson Gallery of the Beaches Museum. It's free for Beaches Museum members, and non-members are asked to donate $5 to attend the talk. The City of Jacksonville Beach will host a hazardous waste and e-waste mobile collection event on Saturday, January 23rd at the city's Operation and Maintenance Center on Shetter Avenue. On-site shredding will also be available.
The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach, forecasting your beaches. This is your local look weather.
The National Weather Service says we can expect mild temperatures on Saturday, then cooler and a good chance of rain for Sunday, and temperatures back into the mid-50s for highs on Monday. Lows will dip into the upper 30s Monday night and then moderate a bit by Tuesday, and then it will be warmer by midweek. The Island Times is always digital, always free at www.theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted on the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.